Alright, this is a practice video. This is the very first time I've ever done this, so you're witnessing the very first time I've ever recorded myself talking. The reason for that is I feel so awkward talking to my phone. Like, I feel like I'm not the same person I am in person. I feel like I'm like putting on something, but I'm trying to be as genuine as I can be, which fix that shine. So again, this is practice run number 1. I'm in my kitchen, brand new kitchen. Gather. So excited to be here. We lived here for about a month, and I'm actually excited to call it home with the best boyfriend in the whole wide world. But I want to talk to you about health and fitness and why it's important for you for it to be a priority in your life. You know, it's like brushing your teeth. You wouldn't skip on brushing your teeth. No, you brush your teeth twice a day, hopefully, in theory, but working out should be a part of your day, not something if you get to it. And that doesn't mean you have to make it into the gym for an hour or 2 hours and kill yourself, because you're not going to accomplish everything you want to accomplish in one workout. It takes time, and it takes a lifetime to maintain and get where you want to be. There's no winning at being fit. You're not going to get to a certain point and go, "No, this is good. We'll stop here. You know, I'm where I want to be." No. There's always more to improve on. There's always going to be more challenges. So it's fun like that, because you can always find new ways to push your limits or just have a healthy lifestyle and feel amazing all the time. The last thing, there are so many stresses in this world. So many. Every single day, everyone has their story. Everyone goes through their shit. There is always something. But the one thing that you can control is how you treat yourself. Because if you're treating yourself like shit, everything else is gonna go shit. So this is my kind of PA. Keep watching, keep following. Again, this is my very first video, so you're witnessing history here. It's a little weird, but I think just practice will make better. That's what my dad always said. There's no perfect. Practice makes better. So I will have a lot more to say about eating food, not eating food, but nutrition, and how to make meals that are exciting and fun and flavorful and beautiful that you love to eat, but are also super clean. And it doesn't mean you have to prepare everything on Sunday, because you can make these meals in literally 20 to 30 minutes. I never want to spend more than 35 minutes tops making a meal. But it's about being creative, using, spices, and back to basics, really. It's easier than you think. We're just so used to popping everything in the microwave and calling it a day. And that is why there are so many sicknesses now that did not exist even 50 or 60 years ago, that are now developing in people like me, for instance, or people in their early 20s. Everything starts to kind of hit, basically, like fibromyalgia, which is what I have, or rheumatoid arthritis, or any autoimmune disease, really, that prevents you from living as an active lifestyle as you would like, basically. And I know that I was always active. Day one, played every single sport, and I loved it. It was always just easy for me. Anything with hand-eye coordination. We're saying anything that involves a ball, basically. No gymnastics or anything like that. I am like super impressed with those people. I wish I could do a flip or something cool like that. But, we all have our skills. But like I was saying, there are so many challenges that every single person faces. There's not one person on this earth that doesn't have things that are happening to them, things that they're going through. Being a trainer, you hear everything, so many stories from so many different kinds of people. I train people from 18 to, I've trained a 78-year-old woman who was a cancer survivor. And every single person has a story. So just know you're not alone. And I definitely struggled every single day. I never know how I'm gonna feel even 4 hours from now. I could feel amazing in the morning, and then 4 o'clock comes around, I'll have a migraine. And it's like, what the hell? You know, I'm super healthy. I'm not perfect. Let's get that clear. I've definitely indulged still, because there's a balance. But 95% of the time, I care what's going in my body and how I'm treating myself. But those times where you're down and you're physically not able to make it to work or even do any physical activity or cook even, because I've been there several times. Just last week, I was down for a week and a half, not able to work because my neck and my head and my back, everything was on fire and pounding pain. I mean, excruciating. And you're like, you're laying in bed and you're bored also. You're like bored and in pain because you can't do anything. And you can't even do anything while you're home, like any light, noise. I mean, it's terrible. But I want to tell y'all, there is hope. I'm doing much better than I did 5 years ago when I was first diagnosed with fibromyalgia, and I didn't know what was going on, and neither did doctors. I mean, I literally couldn't use both of my hands, and it happened overnight, and it lasted over 7 months. And I still didn't fully kind of recover for like 2 years. So I gained some weight. I got fluffy. That's because I was living at home and I wasn't able to even do any physical activity without my hands being on fire. And then I was just eating whatever was in my parents' pantry, which is the all-American diet, which means everything processed. We had fruit, but that doesn't really make up for frozen meals and things that went through several processes to become what they are, which is not food. They are food impersonators. As soon as I say impersonators, imposters, food imposters. They claim to be something you can eat that are good for you, and they're absolutely garbage, completely garbage. It's sugar. We're just eating sugar. You know, these low-fat diets is what makes America fat. I hate to say that word, but it's an epidemic. Obesity, diabetes, any heart disease, I mean, it's an epidemic that this has happened in the last 40 to 50 years, you know, probably more like after World War II, when they started producing, you know, food products that were easy and cheap to cook, and that would feed a lot of people, and it would sit on your shelf forever so that you can, you know, afford it basically. But that turned into several more products, and then the microwave came along in the early 70s, I think. I'm gonna have to look that up. But then frozen meals, of course. Oh my gosh, we can do all this cooking with just the microwave, you know? And then we evolved to just being able to go on our phone, go on the Waiter app, have our food delivered. We have no idea what that food has been through. I do order Waiter, but I try to keep it sparingly, and the healthiest options that you can get, really, which I'll teach you all about that too. This is actually going pretty well for my first recording. It does feel weird, I will say, just talking to my phone, but I'm trying to think of talking to everyone, talking to people and telling them, or you, that there is light on the horizon. Sometimes weight loss and all that can be frustrating and hard, but positivity is a major component. I tell all my clients to not weigh themselves. Do not weigh yourself. Throw your scale away. The only thing that gives you is just information, and it can affect you mentally. I mean, if anything affects you mentally, then your physical game is off, and you're thinking, oh, I'm not accomplishing anything, and you are. You know, you might stay the same weight, but you've lost fat and you've gained lean muscle. You know, your clothes are looser, you have more energy, things are happening. The scale, we have this magic number in our heads, and I've done it. I've been there where I'm like, I get super low and I'm like, whoa, damn, how did that happen? And then I go right back up and I go back down. And you kind of stay in, like, especially as a woman, you kind of stay in like a 3 to 6 pound range going back and forth. And that all has to do with water retention and what you've eaten the last 2 weeks. Basically, if you've eaten a lot of flour or refined sugar, or you haven't been drinking a lot of water, you know, you're not getting enough veggies or greens in your diet. There's so many components to your weight. It's not make or break you, basically. But I go by inches and body composition. We want to know how much of your body is made up of fat, and that determines your progress, basically. But also, you know, I've had clients come to me saying, "Oh, I keep weighing myself every single day, and it goes up one down." I'm like, "You gotta stop weighing yourself." I was like, "How do you feel physically? Do you have more energy?" Yes. Are your clothes looser? Yes. Are you less bloated? Yes. Do you have less acid reflux? Yeah, almost none. You know, it's like things are changing. Go by what you're feeling, not what the scale is telling you, because what you're feeling is number one priority. You know, if you don't feel well, if you're not doing well for yourself and focusing on yourself and making yourself a true priority, you can't be as good as you want for others, helping others. I mean, I'm the perfect example of that. If I'm sick and I'm not doing well, or I'm in pain, or I'm not being as, you know, religious with my diet, basically, then how am I gonna spread my message to my clients and to other people who are also battling, you know, their obstacles and having trouble trying to lose weight or get bigger or get smaller, whatever it is? I can't be my best for them, then what are we doing, you know? So this is my little PA for you. Definitely more to come. I am like full to the brim with so many tips. This is my life. This is my passion. Talk about a lot of holistic options that some people have never even tried. Especially with me, like pain and all that is a huge reason why I was always in nutrition, but this really got me like constantly researching and reading about how I can feel my best. And what was happening in my body that I could feel is also happening in everybody else's body. When it comes to inflammation, you just don't feel it. That's when you're puffy. That's inflammation, basically. When you get that little chin after a fun weekend, it's inflammation. Water retention, it's from alcohol, sugar, whatever and by the way, dairy turns into sugar inside your body. So a lot of people don't know that. You do not need, like the commercial says, 3 glasses of milk a day. That's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. We're the only mammals that drink milk from another mammal. That's freaking weird. And also, if you're not doing grass-fed, you're pretty much putting crap inside your body that's turning into sugar, full of hormones, and who knows what else. They're feeding cows basically corn and candy. They're walking around on mud. It's not natural. If you're drinking milk from a cow that free range eats grass, you're actually getting a few benefits because you're getting all the phytonutrients that come out of that grass. So whatever you're eating what that animal eats as well. And it's very true. I can honestly say from personal experience that what you eat is directly related to how you feel physically. If you are sluggish, can't focus, and after you have lunch you're in a coma, I mean, that's not what food should do. Food should make you feel more focused, more invigorated, have so much energy, and just ready to kill it, basically, but content and full. A lot of people don't eat enough. They're just eating a lot in one sitting of crap, basically, and they're not eating several meals throughout the day of real food, which makes you feel powerful. Super powerful. Anyway, this is it for now. I think it went pretty well. Tell me what you think. If you have any questions, like any specific questions, that would be amazing, because it would give me something to really respond to and kind of give you my wisdom about, not saying I've got it all figured out, but this is my life, and I want to share my experiences that will continue to help others, because I know there's more people out there like me struggling every single day with whatever your issue is, or if it's the same. I just want you to know that you can feel better and keep getting better. You're gonna have down days, but you can still look good as hell. All right, you want to look in the mirror and go, damn, I look good. Everybody wants that at the end of the day. That should be the last stress, is how your body looks, because there's plenty more things that are more important to stress about, and let's not make that one of them. Thanks y'all for watching. More to come.